What's kind of been the focus for you guys just improving defensively, kind of the things y'all kind of work on the past few days?
The biggest emphasis for us is, two emphases. Transition defense, trying to stop teams from getting easy baskets on us. A lot of that also is the shot quality that we take, and then making sure we capitalize on not turning the ball over. And then the second phase of that is really guarding the ball, protecting the paint, like those two areas, just taking more ownership and collectively guarding the ball, keeping teams out of the paint.
Yeah, how much in that particular keeping teams out of the paint is critical to y'all kind of reestablishing that identity on defense the way y'all were the last couple of years?
It's extremely critical, and it's something that we will continue to work on throughout the course of the season. Every day we walk in, it's a part of what we do.
Was that the focus of today's practice? I know yesterday you said it was a good practice. Today, same thing, or?
Very similar to yesterday, but we were able to drip feed some Sacramento, so we get ahead on those guys and some of the things that they like to do. They run a lot of our offense, so making sure we're aware of the tendencies of their players and some of the key concepts.
How have you seen Dejounte kind of improve as he's gotten more comfortable with the guys, just getting his legs under him?
Well, I think it's just that he's getting more comfortable. Those guys are having some practice time together. They're getting some games under their belt. And the more practice, the more film they get together, the more games, he'll get more and more comfortable with his own ability and walking on the floor and knowing that he can get his teammates involved, his ability to get stops, scoring, but then also, trusting in guys and knowing, okay, I can go to CJ on this play. This is where Trey likes it. This is where Herb likes it. I think him and Yves have a good pick and roll combination. So he's getting better and better.
And well, you had a lot of success against the Kings last year. How do they look different though, man? Obviously they added some players, some really good players, but
they're still a good team. They're going to be a team that is right there in the mix in the West. They added DeMar DeRozan, and he gives them sort of that perimeter guy they can just throw the ball to. He can get them a bucket, get to the foul line, or he can create shots for others. So they're going to be right there.
Willie, last season you were in the in-season tournament right just a year ago. This year, 5-20 start. How do you compartmentalize just from 1 year ago to where you are now?
Just focus on the present, really. This is where we are. You got to embrace it, and as well as we're embracing it, we're always trying to find ways to continue to improve, to continue to get better, but just focusing on one day at a time and attacking each day with the level of gratitude.
Willie, are you keeping up with the Cup? Did you watch last night?
I watched a little bit of it last night, Oklahoma, Dallas, a little bit of Milwaukee, and it's unfortunate. We wanted to be in there, but we're not this year, so we'll take it in stride.
Do you still like the tournament though? Or you like
I do. I do. I think it's good for the league. I think the players, fans are all engaged in it. It's fun, man. It gives you an opportunity to play in sort of a tournament style atmosphere, and it gives you just some more meaningful games throughout the course of a long season.
I think fans talk a lot about, end of game situations, whether a coach takes a timeout, whether he doesn't. Do you think having Dejounte kind of allows you to be like, I'm going to just let things play out more often than not in those situations, whereas maybe if it's a younger team or you don't have a veteran point guard, you would maybe want to take a timeout, get things organized? You think in those situations you maybe put a little bit more trust in him?
Well, definitely. We trusted him. We've seen what he can do over the course of his career. We really don't go by what fans think about how we going at the end of the game. It's really about us looking at it as a staff, as a team, talking about it. We know areas that we can improve in, so we're always working on that. But then, to your point, Dejounte is a guy that we can put the ball in his hands, and he got a good look down the stretch of San Antonio. That's a look that we know he can make. We got an offensive rebound, missed the layup. Then we got to end up getting a three a little bit later. So we got, in our opinion, 3 good looks. We just got to make them.
And with Hawk, with that particular injury, how they kind of explain to you as far as what his rehab process looked like? Because he said it's kind of a thing that's kind of lingered over time. I guess how do you kind of address something like that?
It's out of my hands. There's no way for me to address it. It's really, Hawk and our medical team and performance continuing to work together to find the best way to get him to the floor safely. And it's something that's going to take more time than I thought we originally thought. And I'll leave it up to those guys to try to work through it.
You
you have several guys that have a track record of being like elite three-point shooters, but their percentages are a little bit down so far. How much of that do you think it'll come up from just more cohesiveness, like more time on the floor? Some of these guys have been coming back from injuries. It's been a lot of shuffling.
It's been a lot of that. A lot of the shuffling, a lot of guys coming back from injury. But you really go off of, their career. How have they shot in the ball over the course of their career? That's pretty much who they are. And, they can drop a little bit, they can get a little bit better. But the way the season's been going thus far for a lot of our guys, it's about now trying to get into a comfortable rhythm as long as those guys can be healthy and be on the floor.